people of YouTube, welcome back to yet another video on our channel, Creative Readers, etc. The channel where we do creative things that sometimes involve reading, etc. And in today's video, it is my December bullet journal plan with me, and it is also the month of Christmas, the best holiday of the year, and the last Christmas of the decade. Crazy, crazy. And by, I don't know, the intro, my earrings of little cute bells that you can't even see, or my makeup being all festive, or my snowman necklace, you might assume that my bullet journal is Christmas themed. You'd be wrong. My bullet journal this month is actually, it's themed based off of the Majora'S Mask Zelda game, and it is the only Zelda game besides Wind Waker that I have played. I have not completed it, however, I grew up basically watching my brothers play Zelda and like Link. I know the character's Link, but Zelda, whatever. And so I basically, I don't know, I consider it kind of like watching YouTubers, like being a fan of something because you see YouTubers watching it, because I never played it myself, and other than on my 3DS, but I watched my brothers play it growing up. So I'm a huge fan of it. I really love it. I love the world. And so that is this month's theme. I really hope you enjoy how it turned out. It was a little tricky to find like reference pictures and like ideas when you haven't actually like played the game yourself. I mean, I haven't gotten very far. I mean, I've just done the clock town, like the very basic clock town, and so I didn't know a lot of things that I could do for it, but I think I did my best and I think it turned out really good. So I really hope you enjoy. So let's get right into the video. I am obsessed with drawing the Majora'S mask. I love literally everything about it. And so of course I had to do that for my cover page because it's just so fun to draw. And I really enjoyed coloring it in, and I hate doing voiceover so much because I just say the same thing every time. Like, I loved coloring this in, like obviously. So yeah, that's my December cover page. This was the first time in my bullet journal that I actually used a stencil for the boxes, and oh my goodness, the best decision I ever made. It made it so much quicker, and I will probably continually do that from now on whenever I draw boxes because it sped up the process so much, and I hate making calendars. So having the boxes already, just using a stencil, was the best. And also, sorry for my voice, it's disgusting, but I'm sick and I need to record this voiceover because it's going up soon anyway. Next, I drew the clock tower from the clock town, and I loved, every time, see, I say it every time, I love drawing it, like obviously, or else I wouldn't have drawn it. I can't English, jeez. Obviously, that's all I've got to say. The designs in the middle were quite cool. They were a little tricky to draw, but basically all I did was divide some squares to track my habits and then color it in. The perspectives of the drawing towards the bottom of the clock tower aren't exactly like accurate, but I just did the best that I could, and I still think it turned out okay. And the top is a little crooked now that I'm looking at it, but it's fine. It adds a bit of charm and appeal to it. For my mood tracker, I drew every single mask that is in the game, and it was tedious, very tedious, but basically how I decided to do the mood tracker was by outlining the masks rather than coloring them in, because I wanted to color them in their proper color. And so that took a little bit, but it looks so cool, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. The moon at the top is also a little creepy, and I really like it. my finance tracker, when I was sketching this out, literally I sketched it out so quickly. It took about 15 minutes and Maggie looked over and was like, what the heck? Like, you just started drawing that like 30 seconds ago. I was like, yeah. But I had an idea in mind and I was just able to execute it really quickly. And I love it so much because it's like a mix of a terrifying face and then mixed with rupees all around it. Just like, oh, finances are terrifying when you have to spend money, but then fun when you have it. I don't know. I really liked all the rupees around the edges though. Is it rupees? I think it's rupees, not rubies. Because it's R-U-P-E-E, right? I don't know. That's irrelevant information. Anyway, moving on to homework and tests. I did the save statue that you have to save the game with. Wow, that was very insightful. But yeah, that was basically it. This one was my favorite spread. It is my books, bops, and binges page, and I had the little, like, when you, I don't know the names of these things. As I said in my intro, I don't know, okay? Don't judge me. But basically this is like the first reference photo I found that I really wanted to do, and I just had to figure out what spread I wanted to do it for, and this ended up being the one, and it turned out so cute, and I love it. And the shading and the coloring style from the reference photo was a lot different than anything I've done, and it's out of my style, but oh my goodness, it turned out so good. And then also above the top, where I did the music, where I did the clef with the 5 bars, was for my YouTube tracker to track what YouTube videos I'm going to be posting. However, in December, I ended up posting a lot more than just the 5 days I had listed, so then I subdivided it again in half to write more video dates. My last page was by gifts received page. It is the only page I do in December that's specifically for December, and I just like looking back and realizing like the things that I use still to this day that I received from other people. Like, I looked in my last year's one and I was like, oh, that's quite cool that like so-and-so gave me this and I still use it. And sometimes I forget that it was gifted to me, and it's cool to look back and see what I get. So this is my December 2019 bullet journal. I'm ending with my awful scratchy voice, but that is okay. I just want to thank you so much for watching my last bullet journal setup video for the decade. That's so crazy. Also, as I mentioned in my previous video, I don't record doing my weekdays anymore, but I have them included here in the flip through. So thank you so much for watching. Maybe consider subscribing, leaving a like, and commenting down below what spread is your favorite. That was my December bullet journal. I really hope you enjoyed. I had a little trouble finding different like ideas and like brainstorming ideas for these because I haven't actually played the game myself, but I'm really busy and I don't really have time to game anyway, so that's kind of on the back burner. But it's in my 3DS still and I own it, so someday I might play it if I ever have time. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!